So I'm going to introduce a new topic of discussion here. Having the elements that you're watching in your favorite cartoons exist in your real life. I'll get into that, but that's what I'm talking about. This lovely cartoon, 14 Karat Rabbit. I, Freeling, shall direct this cartoon. I and I alone. Wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry, I was looking at my notes here. Noah Schoolfield made the request of this cartoon, Noah. I just realized who Noah is. Noah's a Facebook friend, actually. I recommend the Facebook groups. There's a Looney Tunes group. There's probably a bunch, now that I think about it. But there's one called That's Not All Folks, the Warner Brothers. I should really have written these down if I was going to request them. But anyway, Andrew Schoolfield is his brother. Noah and Andrew. I'm sure Andrew has a request somewhere down the road here too. But I'll tell you, Noah. I'll tell you some things about this cartoon that I remember. Having the elements match your when you're watching the cartoons you're watching. Sometimes when you get to watch, if you're watching a cartoon that takes place in the woods, like like this, or like a hunter, picture. It's pretty cool. I mean, I grew up in Pennsylvania, but my family had we would rent houses up in the woods and in the Poconos on the weekends and during the summers and stuff, and so we would go up to the mountains on Friday nights Friday after school. The family would hop in the car and drive up there, and I realized that not too long ago that when people talk about loving something from their childhood, it usually has a lot more to do with where they were and what was going on in their life than in actually the actual thing itself. That, like, you might buy on Amazon. You might buy, in my case, something that was out when I was out, like the My Pet Monster DVD. And then you watch it, and it's not, it itself is not really good, but you get that warm, nostalgic feeling because you remember where you were when you watched it. And part of the reason why I became the Looney Tunes Critic is because Looney Tunes is one of those things where that doesn't apply. As an adult, I can go back to this stuff time and again, and it's not about remembering where I was when I was a kid, or the moments that I had as a kid that were good. But sometimes when the cartoons are like, there's certain moments, there's certain cartoons like this one, and I've noticed that the continuing theme for me in liking them is that it happened to be that I was of a weekend I was up in the mountains, so with my family, so I woke up on a Saturday morning, I saw a cartoon like this, and then later on I went for a hike and I pretended to be looking for gold because I'd seen bugs do it. The point is, I don't think there is a point. No, there isn't much of a point. I'll tell you something of value that there is a point. This cartoon was in How Bugs Bunny Won the West, Noah. And for some reason, in the restoration, they decided that the cartoonists decided to paint this dirt pink. Yeah, that's probably what happened. These artists who are classically trained, they didn't go to cartoon or animation school. They probably painted these Brocks to look like cotton candy. That's probably what happened.
Sure, Doc. Whatever you say.
But yeah, go and go watch how Bugs Bunny won the West, and you'll get to see what the actual colors. A better indication of what the actual colors were intended to be. I do love this animation. This is Virgil Ross, I think, did that.
Oh, no, you don't. You don't get me to go for that trick again. But I can't take any chances.
He can't take any chances, that's true. They did censor it, though, speaking of me seeing it on TV. That stuff where Bugs got shot in the butt. I didn't see that on TV. I didn't see that butt gag until I got my hands on the DVDs. That's what's really great about growing up in the era when these were just available on TV and where you had to be a really good little boy and save up your allowance if you wanted to get tapes with these cartoons on them and stuff like that. You really did get to learn to appreciate. Oh God, I'm sounding old as hell now, but yeah, they're so ingrained in your brain that when you finally do see them uncensored, you're like, wow, it's like seeing them brand new. Anyway, see you next week, everybody.